Here we go. Here we go. Much better. Oh, the qualifiers went I. We lost the Miami Flamingos in 16-13 on Mirage. Anyways, we are live. Arya, Kit, Smoke. Pretty classic retake setup overall. Nothing out of place. Arya, Under Heaven. Rix boosted up. Semphis. And Drone. With Roka on the inner here. Double smokes, double flashes on the complexity side. I think they're just going to default and either go into... Yeah, it's looking... Okay, no, are they both smoke? Yeah, both smokes are out. Actually, only one smoke is out. Yep, so they're going to do a explode out of ladder strat right now. Flash is going out. Flash, one more flash out. And they out this. Rick still boosted. That wasn't him that found one actually. Semphis found one. Drone found one. That's two. Alright. 4v2. Arya with 1 HP in heaven. Gets taken down. Kid is down under heaven. I think he just saw a head behind the smoke. I think he did. Slemmy pretty much stuck under the heaven here. Slemmy eating some bullets in the back. Alright. Bomb plan out of that is nice. Get that money. Slemmy with one. That's a 2v2 now. Surreal gets himself one. And now it's a 1v1 between Rix. Rix just holding W in a 1v1. Completely disregarding the fact that there's sound in this game. And... That was a weird one-on-one. He had like 35 seconds left on the bomb. He didn't really have to push him or do any of that. He could have just slowly worked him. Yo, what up, baby Brad? Antico here. 3 rifles, 2 SMGs, mollies, and smokes all around. Oh, Daddy, yo, I believe Danny's a god. Pretty standard Antico overall. Who's above the ladder? That's Slemmy. Slemmy with a nice kill on Arya. That pretty much kills their B info though. Ooh, don't commit yet. Don't commit yet. Your teammate is getting the information on B. Don't commit yet. He has the information. And now they're starting to funnel towards the B side. Perfect rotations. Def may have overcommitted just a little bit. So did Desi, but he's able to get out safely. That works. Yeah, that was, yeah. I don't like that at all.
Relax, please.
He's just making comments. It's fucking
Yes, there is voice comms.
Yeah, they got close already.
There's one.
Oh, I love that there's voice comms, dude. Hell yeah. Auto director is trash, but I'm not gonna do it myself. I'll only go when I'm trying to see something specific, but most of the time I'll, the hell? Did anybody just see that switch? Semphis. That's a lot of damage done though. If you're Splyce, you're happy with this round. You got yourself a... Okay, you don't have a Galil, but you got 3 people down. Desi. Fucking Desi. There's already pause, I think. I wonder if they're pausing because of the internal turmoil happening already. Yeah, I mean, if they can get like one This is the standard complexity roster. Yeah. If you think about it from like a it doesn't seem very well balanced, to be honest, but it's okay. But yeah, if Splyce can manage to get themselves 1 or 2 kills here. Oh, they're going complexity. Maybe falling for the A stack here. No, they're playing safely. You got the information. They knew that they were heavy A, so they're already on the rotate towards B. Numbers already going through. Desi pushing down, getting some space. Walks into a molly. Roka finds himself 1 on Android. And that's one of the kills that we were talking about. Tempest finding himself 1. It's a 4-on-3 right now. I wonder if they're gonna go for it or just get as many guns down as possible and go for the hard double reset. Desi finds himself 1. Arya gets the trade. 2v3 now. This is looking, holy shit. This is an expensive round. They got themselves a free Galil too. So the CT economy is gonna start. You're happy with this? You're singing and dancing with these kind of turnarounds. They got what? 3 kills the first time. 3 kills the second time with USBs and armor only. I think one person bought a P250. But yeah, you picked yourself up a rifle. You got a lot of the numbers down. The double reset potential is here. Kind of, sort of. Slemmy is pretty much the only one remaining with money here. Anyways, op up on Semphis and Arya actually. Double ops up. Quad AKs and op up on Surreal on the complexity side. Looking like an IV centered default here. They have Desi with the inner control, inner space. Slemmy, the IGL. Yeah, I'm not really sure, Ian. I definitely do not agree with this roster at all. But at the same time, yeah, it's slow, methodical default. Waiting out the smokes here on Ivy. Only one person showing presence. Surreal falling back. I'm Boston. What's up, bro? Yeah, they're starting to advance here, taking the Ivy control. I'm not as big of a fan as this like deep smoke as I am on like the smoke left, molly right combo. It's a lot easier to pull off when you're behind the smoke too. Semphis not able to find anything on Def. Arya finds himself 1 though. Desi finds himself 1. Rick's in the back of the bomb site. And Drone also. And that's a 3v2 in favor of Splyce right now. Desi finds himself 1 to equalize. Needs to reload. Rick's chilling in Z. Finds himself 1 on Surreal. And Roka to pick up Desi. And that's the hard reset is here. But now Splyce is on the hard reset also. My boy Spenny. How you doing, baby? Lexi, what's up, girl? My boy Royal Demise. What up, my dude? Yeah, the economy is... If you're complexity right now, you just save. Get a bomb plant. Potentially buy the next round. Do you think Roka deserves to be on a better team or should be on a better one? It's really hard to say if he deserves. Like, what do you mean deserves? Like, should he be? Would other teams benefit from having Roka on their squad? I don't know. That's different from deserve. What does deserve mean? Def finding himself Arya for free. My boy Trey, what's up, dude? Yo, Seth, what up, baby? Anyways, 3 CTs on the middle side, A side. Roka inner. It's looking like a hard B hit here. They do have 1 smoke and 2 flashes, so they should be able to get out here soon enough. No pressure outside, so the rotations are coming in. And yeah, there it comes. Semphis finds himself. Wow, you're pissed if you're Splyce. Or if you're complexity. Roka finds himself 2. And he's being pushed, I think. They're just going to force the bomb plant so they're able to buy next round. Def in the smoke with Roka. I think they're kissing in the smoke here. Oh! That's one. If he finds Roka, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I did.
And yeah, pretty standard round. 2 guns down on the Splyce side. Money is slowly starting to build, but complexity is on a full buy here. So this Splyce is still on a reset potential. So this is a very important round for them. Yeah, pretty good job by Splyce. Got 2 down, bomb down, and now they have the full buy, full utility. I wonder if they're going to do something a little bit different here. Are they going to keep up this default? So they are also on default once again, but this time they're allocating their numbers towards the B side. They're going for the fast units. Desi and Def. Double D's together. Arya in the upper though, waiting. Finds himself Desi. That's a great early round advantage on this gun round right now. Yo, my boy TZ, what's up, dude? Def is a gamer. I 10-man with him the other day. Yo, nice, Penny. I still don't think I'm a hype caster. Well, I mean, consistency is a big part of the game. He's not able to... I don't think that he's, like, individually inconsistent. I just think that... I'm not sure how to judge Roka, actually. I need to watch more of his playstyle. But from what I know before, he was a little bit routine. Ooh, Surreal with a nice opening frag on Semphis. He's out, all the way out. He sees Drone, I think, in the corner here. Posted on him. If Complexity want to win this, need to start squeezing out 1 pick or 2 picks here before they commit to the bomb site. I'm actually trash at casting. I just love Counter-Strike, so it kind of makes up for it. Surreal, though. Gonna force a pick and finds him Drone. Rix is taken down. Surreal though with the op. He's about to die. 5 seconds remaining. Just save it. Save it. Surreal. Don't get killed after time. Roka though probably gonna. Oh, did he not? Did he see him? And Roka finds himself Surreal after the time, and that's the money fuck right there. That was a huge. I love the comms. I love streaming matches with comms, to be honest. I just don't think that it... I see Roka more on it seem like Optic than it seemed like Liquid. Yeah, these are BO3s. Def trying to find a Deagle pick on Arya. Not able to find it though. Takes a lot of damage in return. Arya and Semphis with a nice DP there. Rick's just chilling with his P90. The tilt mobile. Semphis, yo, how many times has Complexity died through smokes this game? In the head, like what the hell? Yo, even my pants are off for Daddy Roka. Bro, we'll find a 5-man squad for the league, but don't even stress. Complexity going for the fast interplay here. Bricks again, and he's been in ladder pretty consistently here. Not sure if they've adjusted to this yet, or have they caught on to it even. Yo, my boy Jordan, what's up, dude? Okay, Techno sounds good, bro. Thank you. What was wrong with it, if I may ask? Arya finds a nice little tag on Desi. Desi's their entry fragger, or am I mistaken? If you're an entry fragger with 19 HP, it's a real feels bad, man. Yeah, we're gonna need a caller, bro. But you're so far behind the meta, that's why you gotta watch some league matches. There you go. Rix is finally pushed off ladder here. Double smokes, double deep smokes coming out. I'm a big fan of this exec here, but you have to be able to clear back a pop dog as soon as possible. Arya finds himself another tag, I think. Can't see though, there's too much smoke and too many mollies. The double peek is coming in, the blind. They're struggling though. Roka not able to connect anything, finds himself one, finds himself two. Roka is wrapping them on the side, I think, right now. What? Oh my god. Arya shoots Roka in the back of the head twice with a P250. What the fuck? Yo, Bingo. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, man. Money broken again on the complexity side. If they keep up this pace, complexity is gonna lose this half in huge margins. Rick smoking off the... What the hell? What kind of smoke is... Okay, I won't argue it. Finds himself one kill. Falls back. Arya finds himself two with the MP7. Roka finds himself one and finds himself the second. Pretty clean round. Money is the most important things about these rounds in specific is how much economy Splyce is building right now. They're not scared of a reset. They can continue this aggressive control. They can continue going for ladder. They can continue playing aggressive upper B. They can continue all this aggression without really without the fear of being hard reset. So they can be a little bit risky. They can be a little bit more unpredictable, and that is going to work pretty much in their favor. Semphis though moving the op around, putting it on Ivy this time. Finds himself def. What is that peak? Like I don't understand that. No flashes. Nothing. Like they're just running out. Android in the middle of the open. No smokes up. Nothing. Surreal finds himself one. Drone finds himself one. 4v2 in favor of Splyce right now. Surreal out in the open gets taken down by Rix. Drone finds himself Slemmy, and that's another round. Yeah. So it just seems like there's like a fundamental breakdown on the complexity side right now. Like they're not clearing out angles. They're not being diligent on the angle and the peaks. They know Splyce has a double op. And there are only so many angles to be held, so they know that there's going to be an op almost half of the places they're going to look. And that's like 1 and 2 there. So if you're complexity, you should be using a lot more flashes to push those ops back. Rix is playing on top of the train, finds himself dead for free. My boy. What up, Tony? Semphis not able to connect anything. Surreal gets himself one. Slimmy gets himself one. 4v3 is looking doable. Desi finds himself one.
They all just walked out to mid. Yo, that's the shit I'm talking about though. I'm by myself on the ladder. No one's watching that.
Rick starting to yell at his team.
Literally just going back between Ivy and that, so.
I got shot.
I love in-game comms, bro.
By the way, stream can hear us, I think. Just that stream that listens to people.
Arya finds himself 1v2 now. It's looking kind of doable. He does have a kit, does have a smoke, does have a molly. And Slemmy not waiting for chance. Takes a kill before he can get to the smoke. And that's... If you're complexity, you are happy with that. That was a savior round. Money... The money variance now is a lot more favorable. It's a lot more even. A little bit of money on both sides right now. Splyce can only maybe buy one more round after this if they lose this one. And their money's pretty much reset after that. Complexity, no real hard reset potential. Maximum will have to save one round, if that. Depending on whether they get the bomb down or how this round goes. Yeah, they have 2 ops up now. They can play their slow pace and get himself. That was a nice flash. Gets himself one. I mean, that wasn't that out of the ordinary. You're gonna flash that at some point. Drone by himself. Ivy. Who is that up close? It's Arya up close on T-Con. Gets taken down. Gets pinned. Now it's a 5v3 for Complexity right now. Desi finds himself a kill on Rix. Roka by himself, backup bomb, needs to get a multi-frags here for him to get anything out of this, but not able to convert more than 1 kill. Drone finds himself one on Ivy, turning it into a 1v3. He's by himself, and he's looking like he's probably going to be saving the op here. Yo, Armin, what's up, dude? And yeah, 1v3, definitely going to try to save the op. Does not look like he's going for it. Maybe trying to do some economical damage if they try to chase, but that's about it. They do know where he is, though, so if they really want to pin him down, they can easily do that. You know he's on the Ivy side. Maybe not now because he's had time to escape into the halls, but
some issues with my boot for some reason. Wasn't showing the video on like a couple of my monitors, so I had to keep rebooting it to fix it. And then my computer crashed when I launched OBS for the first time. So yeah, not good. But anyway, so this is the, I believe, Valencia qualifier, correct? Let's double check. I know I was gonna do the Valencia one and then the, yeah, this is Valencia. All right, cool. So let's just jump right into it. Splyce versus coL going on currently. coL actually doing quite well for T side here currently. Not too far lagging behind on this round though. It's going to be a nice big gun round, and Splyce have a relatively decent setup to start to counter out what coL are going to do, which is basically just your straightforward default into the A-bomb site. So they're going to have to execute it probably in the next like 10 seconds or so. You're going to see coL start to roll in. The molly was tossed up by them, so I thought they would have gone in on that, but I think the smoke might have killed it and delayed things for a couple of extra seconds. Def, perfect lineup though. Rick's getting a little bit impatient there, trying to move out for intel. He's going to lose his life as a result of that, so first kill goes by the way of coL. Now they need to actually get onto the site, but here's the thing. They still keep getting aggressive. Finally, Semph is able to trade on the Def. Pretty sure he spotted that second player going to E-box too, so knows they're out, but the rest of these guys over on coL from the T side need to get themselves into the open. Right now, they're just sitting back way too hesitantly, and it's possibly costing them the round, as now this has gone back down to an even 3v3, and now it's a 3v2 with Semphis picking up the additional kill. That'll be traded back by Desi, but still, time is low. And the complexity players are continuing to take their time as they creep forward out onto the site. And again, too passive. Roka is allowed to sneak out through Zed. Moves in, crushes both of those Ts, and picks up a free up there at the end too. So now they're going to have a double op setup going into this 14th round. Money for them was pretty good anyways. They didn't really need that extra pickup, but it's certainly obviously going to help with the losses they sustained in that previous round. Now, I did just jump into the match, and I obviously for the couple rounds that I did of the stream up there without talking, I wasn't paying too close attention because I was checking like the stream stuff, but overall, I think both sides are going to be relatively happy with this half so far. I don't think anyone has a big reason to complain. I think I have a thing off. 1 second. Yeah, we want that on. Oh, I should probably change the title of the stream too. That would help. Whoopsie daisy. Nah, man. No Guild Wars here anymore. Alright, there we go. Stream title should be updated now. Alright, cool. So, coL just went for a straightforward inner hit, getting themselves into the B site. No problems there. I don't even think Splyce is going to look to retake this. Yeah. They have no safe routes back in. You can just look at the minimap and see how outmatched they are now because of their positioning. So Complexity makes it happen, and they had a few sacrifices to make on their own regard with the buy they went for on this round too. I didn't get to see the utility, but judging from the fact that Slemmy was way down onto a Deagle, and a couple of their players are pretty much at minimum money, utility might have not been the greatest. Could have been looking at like 2 or 3 players without a decent stack to work off of. Nice flash from Slemmy. Doesn't make them move to the back corner where they're actually hiding out at. He only has that Deagle though, so if he wants to play for it, and next round's last round anyway. Yeah, he had like 3,900. Granted, safer decision to sit back though, because now he gets the full AK and everything. Whereas with the 3,900, he might have only been able to go for like a Galil or something like that here, just in terms of having his full buy. But regardless, keeps himself alive. Splyce as well, pretty much sustained everyone. Only Roka's gonna have to go down to the MP9. But everyone else is going to end up on a full buy. And they still have that double op setup, which they just didn't really get to use that much on the last round. So, getting into it. coL, once again, trying to brute force towards inner. It worked the last round, so let's try it again. The problem is immediately they're met with much better resistance from the CT side this time. Doesn't really do a whole lot of damage. In fact, Roka takes the brunt of it, but it is enough to force coL back a little bit and cause them to play towards the other side of the map a tad here. Primarily just Rix watching for the drop down here as well. He's going to find himself getting a little bit skittish too, so he's going to end up backing up over towards the bomb train. And good timing on that spray. If it had been just a few seconds later, could have done some pretty decent damage to Def. Just missed the mark on that one slightly. In the meantime, the rest of coL still looking to set up here. Get themselves over towards an entry onto the site, but Desi's going to make his own path. Moving in, finds that first mark on Roka. 2 more to go, still rotating in from Z. One's already moved to the back of the site. That's going to be Ari, but in the meanwhile, the rest of the team is moving out to execute onto A. The plan worked great. They've got the defenses scrambled, and now they're going to rack up the kills. coL with 2 more. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from Surreal, and then Semphis also tags out Def. So all of a sudden, it's come back a little bit for Splyce, and coL only has 8 seconds left to plant. They just got it onto the ground, though, and Desi picked up the nice frag onto Arya. Now it's just Semphis left alone, trying to clutch out this 1v3. Swinging in, looking for Slemmy first. Won't find him in that corner, though, and failing to check it, he'll go down, and Complexity is going to close out on their final round of the half. They're ending up... Or, excuse me, actually, yeah. We see the closeout coming in from Complexity there. And they end up at 7 at the end of the half, so we go 7-8 there to close things down. Oh, goodness. How's everybody doing out there? It's good to know. Well, that's good to know, Invicta Joe. All right, let's jump into the second half now. Like I said before, folks, pretty casual stream here, so don't expect super hype casting or anything. I usually use these streams to hang out, primarily, and to practice like play-by-play dynamics. Just because it's a pretty low-stress environment. Anyway. Into the round we go. Buys, fairly straightforward. No one doing anything super interesting here. Just 4 armor and 1 player with the utility guy across the board for both teams. There are nice shots from Android, though. Gets the double. And now he's going to try to swing back in. Drone's got to be careful here, though, and make sure he eliminates Android. And thankfully he does. With the elimination of him, Semphis, with a last split-second decision there, picks up the USP, trades back 2 of the kills over onto Def and Surreal now, and then finds a third one. Gonna go for 1 more to see if he can pick it up. It's down to the 1v1 to try and control it. Desi out of ammo, but so Semphis down to his last magazine now, spots Desi and gets that 4th kill. So Semphis with a massive clutch sends Splyce into the lead once again to start off the second half. A good start from Splyce, and I'm sure Complexity's not going to be feeling too great about the way that panned out, so now they end up on the usual second round force up here, pretty much emptying out their money across the board, and just ending up with those upgraded pistols, and probably going to play more aggressive positioning on outer, and with the 1 lonely man on inner, Desi has to go huge here to try and even have a hope of upsetting before Splyce gets up into double digits. Unfortunately, he won't get close, got tagged way too heavily on that first initial peek looking for intel, and then goes down just a few seconds afterwards when they push into the site. Roka gonna try to make a move to look to start cleaning up some of these CTs, but Rix does it for him, taking that forward position, and Rix obviously working with the trademark P90. That he's one of the few players that actively buys it in the second round. I can't actually think of anyone, at least not in North America, off the top of my head, that constantly goes out and buys that on the second round on purpose. So, yeah. Just down to Slummy and Android. And they're holding a pretty good set of positions here to keep each other alive. So maybe able to make it into the next round with those 2 guns. But that would essentially be it. Not the greatest way to escape with it, especially with Splyce now going over to the T side. One would have hoped that Complexity, since it's a much more CT-sided map, would have been able to do some damage here. And start off with the advantage themselves to make a comeback happen. But with Splyce getting the edge here, and now almost for sure getting the first 3 rounds for free since they took everyone down. That's certainly not going to help cole's case here, but we'll see how they fare once they get into the gun runs, what their setups and what they're going to look like there. And once again, it's just a quick play from Splyce. No reason to hesitate now. They're going up against pretty lackluster guns, especially at this level. Just wrap around, quickly clear it out. They've already got full set control. And now just plant the bomb on the round. Not a whole lot the coL can even do. As you can see, they're not trying to really directly go back into the site. Looking to maybe wrap around, pick up a couple lucky exits or headshots if they can. For Desi, things won't end too luckily for him. He'll get headshot out by Semphis. And now Surreal is probably going to be next up to bat to make a move here. If he's smart, he'll stick around. Because Rix may just decide to push up the ladder, and that's when he could probably get the kill. But I guess we'll find out. You guess not. Just drops in and dies. Android finally getting a duel with a good angle here. And there we go. There's the one sneaky kill that one of these players from coL is able to steal away here. Gonna run away with a magnitude. Not necessarily the most treasured of possessions to pick up there on a round like this, but if he can escape with it, if he wants to, it's a little bit of safe cash going into the first gun round. I don't really believe he'll be sticking with a Mac 10 in a gun round, though. So, to no one's surprise, he'll buy up and go for the M4. Well, now the CTs have a little bit of gunpowder to work with. They get the slight advantage on this round since Splyce is still working with a couple of their SMGs from the anti-ecos. Not a huge advantage, though. As we can see, the CTs are pretty much already down to just smokes as far as their utility is concerned, but they've got 3 of them, so they will be able to hold things off for a couple of extra seconds if they so choose. Meanwhile, for Splyce, not keeping things too creative in terms of their entry capability, and Rix Thought he had the flashbang support, but did not connect at all into Slummy, so he just ends up right out in the open. Android with a second kill for the follow-up here now. He's going to try to go for the third. There we go. Desi found the fourth. Just Drone left alive. He doesn't get anything done, and it's coL shutting it down to pick up an 8th round for themselves. Nicely lined up by Surreal, too. Quickly gets himself out towards Z. Takes down Arya on an aggressive peek, and already coL back up to an advantage. So, thankfully, the loss of the pistol round didn't hinder them too heavily. And they're right back into this match now. And Splyce has to make up for these mistakes. Good volley from Android going deep. That's going to stop Semphis from trying to go for that fast execute over to the left lane. They had positions to support it regardless, so even if Semphis snuck past, Slummy could have still taken him down. Thing is, Slummy also has to kind of do double duty watching Ivy since Real's now smoked out, so it's a bit of a peculiar situation for him. He's the player to watch for the CT side right now, and out they go. Tries to hold, but can't do it. Drone shuts him down. Now from the backside, we are going to see pressure coming in from both Android and Surreal, but Def and Android both handle the remaining 4 players. And just like the last round, as soon as the actual execute moves in from Splyce, it just gets destroyed. Utility either being misplaced, miscommunicated, or something else going wrong. However, they are not able to successfully even get close to getting into that site, so they lose another gun round and now end up on just Tech 9s and the P250 for Arya. Desi could do some real damage here with this nade, and in it goes. There we go as well, with Surreal going for the back peek to take a shot. Desi fading away onto 1 kill before he is tagged out, so he has to retreat. But look at how quick these rotates are moving in. Splyce continuing to try and brute force their way into the site, but just can't make it in. And now end up with 2 players. Fairly certain that Complexity know both of them are sitting here in the white halls as well, so no real surprises to be seen. Def getting the full check over towards Ivy over there, so he's able to spot and reference that there's no pressure coming in that direction. You can see the rotations moving in from Z there too. So even with this little bit of a change up from Splyce on these last 2 players, the odds are stacked against them. And they're going to have to eliminate probably at least 4 players before they can safely get that bomb out of the ground. Maybe all 5. Now that Desi's weighing in fairly close. He's got a moment here, but he's got to look away, and this is his opportunity there. Roka does manage to dink Def, bringing him down to 8 HP, but that matters not when he takes both of them down. And Complexity now just sit 1 round away from tying things back up. I believe this is going to be Splyce's call to take a pause here. A very much needed one. Given the circumstances against them, the 2 gun rounds they've been able to play out, they pretty much got wrecked. So they need a new strat here. Their biggest part right now is they've been just going super direct. And it's been really discombobulated when they actually have executed too, so it hasn't been like the confusing style of direct where they have smokes and everything to support it, and it works out great because Complexity doesn't know where to check or where to find people. It was just like one guy goes in, he dies, the next guy goes in, he dies, next 2 guys go in, they die. You know, just that funnel effect. Or paused. So we're getting into it now. Not actually sure if Rodolay. You have to go over to HLTV and check. I can actually check for you real quick. It's this was Complexity's pick. Next map is Inferno. But anyway, Splyce getting back into it. Primarily pushing for the inner hit there, as far as I can see. But they've got the bomb back outside of T-Con, so keeping the options open. 4 players stacked in those halls, though. And nobody pushed up the box all. So look at this. Desi's right up on top of these guys and is already doing a great job of weighing that pressure back. He doesn't choose to stick around, though. Wants to choose his own life over maybe picking up a kill or two before ultimately getting traded out. So he just back up, happy with the damage that he did to Arya. And now Splyce have fallen back into something more akin to a default going out onto A. They don't have the Ivy pressure yet, but it's still that straightforward execute outside. The only benefit they have going for them right now on Splyce is that there is that extra player rotated into B currently. Other than that, oh no, this flashbang was actually great. Moving in, they get to the backside of Android. He's now down at 5 HP. The flick over from Arya picks up that first kill. They've got the entry, but responses immediately move in from Def and some of the other players out on this site. Arya finding another kill before going down, but ultimately it's brought down a drone, but he's going to sneak one off for free and goes for the second one, but he can't hold it. Slemmy leaping out from Z. Shuts down that last player. Drone going down, and now coL, they've tied it up. And where is that going to leave Splyce in terms of a buy? Right back down in the dumps again. As we can see, just Tech 9s and P250s for them for the most part. A couple players buying up armor, but that's pretty much it. And they are going to try to train their way over here towards Ivy. Prospects probably not. Actually, hold on. They pick up a first kill and a second one. Def and Slemmy weren't ready to hold that one back off. They did good damage to a few of these players here, and Surreal is now going to move in to capitalize on that, as will Android. They had a good attempt, but however, Semphis with his trade may be able to keep that attempt alive. Android goes down too. Now it's just on Desi. Both of his opponents sitting behind the bomb train. He can spot the foot of Rix. Rix with a very big mistake there. Might have just thrown things away for a moment. Desi trying to make it look like he's going to go wrap around for a flank, either around through CT spawn or into the halls. Semphis not looking like he bid on it, and he's wrapping into a perfect position to win out this clutch right now in the 1v1. Desi needs to get around this corner very soon. Succeeds in doing it, and now he's going to look for Semphis out in the open. Finds that kill. And thankfully, Complexity are able to hold on to that round, but that was close considering Splyce just bought into it with like P250s. Couple Tech 9s, and only a few players able to get armor. That was very impressive they got that far to begin with. So Splyce actually probably not going to be too upset with the way that round ended up playing out. Probably could get a little bit mad at how they handled the situation when going out onto the actual site. Like, when they got through Ivy, that was great, all right? Those first 2 kills, they get them for free. No one goes down. It's after that where they lose 3 players in a row with pretty much no response at all. Is where things go pretty badly. And could have made that round a tad cleaner, but I doubt they're worried too much about that now that they've got this extra money coming in, along with the fact that they've also got, you know, this full utility buy and everything like that too. Now back onto a gun round though. This has been their weak spot so far. Don't think that they've actually been able to. Oopsie daisy. Don't think that they've actually been able to win out a gun round so far yet. And there we go. Once again, first guy goes down. It's over on the side of Splyce. Very uncoordinated push, it seems, as coL is able to just destroy it. Def doesn't even matter. He's in the flames, shutting things down anyway, and finds those 2 pickups to close out on the round. It's looking like coL has really great control over this map right now that they've gone over to the CT side. And for Splyce, well, they're going to buy again since they've gotten themselves up to the max losing bonuses of the last round. But like I said, it's been that same core issue. And that there's a few players always detached from the hit, and the hit itself never really seems confusing enough to throw any of the Complexity players off. There's no mollies forcing, you know, crucial players out of positions or anything like that. There's not even really great smokes or anything like that coming in from Splyce to block off viewpoints. It really just seems like coL can just hold default angles and pick up 2 or 3 kills before they even get traded. And now coL's up to a double op setup as well. So that's going to make things even worse. Still no sign of the execute yet. Splyce is looking like they're going to go for that straightforward default again. 1 player in drop. Android ready to hold on into that. With 2 more coming out from T-Con. and Ivy, with Ivy starting it off first, it would seem. Going in, Slummy able to hold this in, don't even check the corner. Now they've got a crossspray lineup. They do look for the second player. There we go. Already 3 guys dead on the ground. Now 4, and now 5. Not a single hope in the world for Splyce here. These T-side executes are just not working out at all. Again, like I said before, another buy, since they are on that max losing bonus, but it's going to slowly deteriorate here, since they're not really getting a whole lot of plants either. They're down to 2 Galils now, and utility is basically minimum. No HE grenades, no Molotovs, just 5 smokes and 3 flashbangs spread amongst Arya and Roka. Def, first... Oh, he actually unscopes, so... Could have had himself that kill there, considering that Sempus just ran right out to take the duel, but... Stays alive at least for those few extra seconds. Sempus with a nice lineup, actually. Gets blinded out, but still able to pick up the kill on a Def. And now, with all this chaos happening over here at Ivy, finally, they're going to use that chaos properly to start to execute out from T-Con too. But there's a lot of resistance going up against Roka currently. Andrew with a nice swing shot. Slemmy still holding the corner over towards Ivy. He'll get traded out after he finds one additional pickup by Arya. It's brought it down to a 2v3. And not one where Splyce has great positioning to play off of either. Currently, Rick's trying to sneak his way up to the site, and he succeeds in doing it. Grabs that kill into the player in heaven. It does clear out most of the site. Now Desi going to be lurking around here. Rick's is waiting, but a nice flick from Desi on the AK. Still manages to take down Rick's. It's all on Arya, and he has plenty of time to play with, but he needs to check his backside here. Oh my goodness, he's actually going to find Surreal right for free. They didn't realize that he was still sitting back here in the tunnel, and now it's down to the 1v1.
Sorry, good try.
Both players extremely low. And Arya really hunting to see if he can find Desi just sitting out in the open.
He probably went like ladder.
Desi
Yeah, I don't think he wanted to team it.
just completely
Or he
frozen,
could really beat Ivy if he wanted.
watching for that
I'm pretty
old
sure he's
bomb
just on
tunnel.
train side or something in Z or ladder.
Is he actually there? Okay, yes. And he spots his opponent, takes him down. I was a little worried he disconnected for a second there. But he holds on to it, picks up that final kill, and Complexity still able to hold. As they do manage to send things up to 15-11. Just one more round to go, and they've got control of this map. Even if they lose out right now, look at all the money they have. They can easily rebuy in for another 1 to 2 rounds. Basically, going up to the 15-14 point is where Splyce might be able to finally round that comeback and bring it to OT. But man, have they built up a battle for themselves, unfortunately. They won the pistol, they had the next couple of rounds, but they just could not win a single gun round on this map. They've got one more attempt at it coming in now, splitting their players up 3-2 across the map. Arya with a very ballsy play on the drop. It works out for him, though. He's able to kill Def, but the thing is, I'm not sure if this is really the site they wanted to try and go for, judging from the way that they lined up their players. They may have to do some sort of a default now because they got that kill. However, they still have the 2 guys in box halls, and Slemmy making an aggressive move here. Has already traded out the +1 advantage, but Roka trades it right back, bringing things down to a 4 versus 3. And Android has to go way out of the site to take up a position. Aggression's still working out okay for coL, though. They're having these little pokes here and there that are keeping them in the match and keeping these trades going. Problem is they're taking loads of damage in the process. But again, with Android finding that kill, now it's the CTs who have the advantage here. Despite the fact that Desi and Surreal have a combined HP of 6, they're still outnumbered. That's going to cause a lot of hesitation for Splyce, as we've already seen. Even with Rick's getting out onto the site. Oh, he actually does manage to spot Desi. So now Surreal, the other player that's extremely low here. Rick's, if he can spot him, he can take him down, but a nice quick shot from Surreal. Saves his own life. Takes down Rick's. And leaves Roka alive as the last man standing, possibly for this map. You hear the calls there. Roka's just going to go for the quick smoke and Z, forcing the plan as fast as he can to start this timer going in his direction. Now it's all about this hold. Like I said before, one player is easy to take down. That's Surreal. With only 1 HP to play off of. Oh, he's going to get so aggressive, though. This could be it. And yup, he walks right into the Lion's Den. Both those CTs waiting for him. Doesn't kill a single one. And with the defuse easily rolling in, Complexity is going to close out on the first map here, guys. And they will go up 1-0 in the set. I think this is a best of 3. So things aren't over just yet.